It is currently 25 degrees Celsius outside. I am obviously wearing this for the wilderness. Hello, beautiful people. New to the channel, welcome, welcome. We will not eat you here unless you want me to. I really wanted to discuss the latest season of Yellowjackets today because I have a lot of thoughts, y'all. And I've been having a lot of thoughts. I will preface spoilers, full out spoilers for this video. If you have not seen Yellowjackets season 2, obviously season 1 as well, do not watch this video. We are going to be going through the good, the bad, and the barbecued here. I wanted to make this discussion interesting and not just go through episode by episode, but I've created here, oh, the dog is barking. Here we have a lovely painting that I did in Microsoft Paint. The gist of it is we're going to be going through important plot points of each episode, and we're going to be deciding if it goes in the pit, which for those of you who know, and I'm assuming know because you wouldn't be watching this video if you don't know, is bad. Y'all don't want to be going in the pit, right? And then we have fire, which if you get it, it's fire, right? Like that plot point is absolute fire, right? Right, okay, yeah. You get it. Cool. And it's barbecuing. We got a good barbecue going on here, right? We're gonna debate if certain plot points belong in the pit or barbecue. I will also preface, there will probably be a lot of plot points that you don't agree with me. That's okay. You can throw me in the pit if you want. But there are certain things that you probably will disagree with me on. I've seen online discussion with certain things, and I have to say I'm probably in the minority with a couple things, so just to let y'all know. So first plot point, okay, let's see, what do we have here? We have Lottie. That's right. Begin the season, Lottie is blessing Nat and Travis with her wilderness blessings. I think it's a bunch of sticks she has in her hands because nothing says blessings, like twigs. I'm just gonna immediately throw in the pit. I'm sorry. Honestly, me with this whole, the wilderness, it's either in their heads or it's actually a supernatural phenomenon. I don't believe in it being supernatural. I'm sorry. I know some people really do like it, but for me, that's a whole plot that I just, if it ends up being real, I will be a little peeved. We get our first flash flashback, flash forward. I love this scene. I'm actually really excited. I hope they do show this more in one of the future seasons because I would like to see, you know, their whole aftermath. I loved this. I loved this whole glimpse into them. The whole scene was just good, right? It was good. It was a good scene. They're all looking down except for Misty, of course, a little tension whore. Now flash forward, adult Lottie. Now, this is probably where y'all are gonna get mad at me. This is where we're probably gonna be divided. I don't agree with them bringing back Lottie and Van. I'm sorry. Lovely casting. I love the cast. I don't remember their names, but I love the cast. Okay, listen, we're gonna get real for a second here. All of season 1 was the setup showing these characters that we care for. Some of those characters being, obviously, our main 4, Van, Lottie, Travis, and Ben. The rest of the people that are in the wilderness might as well be left for dead and none of us would bat an eye. Let's be real. There's been no character development in Mari. There's been no character development in Akila other than her and the mouse, which we'll get to. The other ones, I don't even remember their names. Plus Jackie, plus Jackie. Jackie dies in season 1, right? And there was such a build-up to her death. And we care about this build-up so much because of the fact we focus so much on Jackie, and specifically Jackie and Shauna's friendship. So when she does die, it just hits, dude. It just hits, dude. With all of that being said, the remaining characters that at that time in season 1 that we weren't sure were alive or not, and I assumed were dead, are Lottie, Van, and Ben. The choice now to say that 2 more of the main characters that we focus on in the wilderness have in fact survived the wilderness. Just, It makes me not care who dies now at this point. Actually looking forward to seeing how Van's death would have impacted Ty. It would have been sad, it would have been depressing, right? But I was looking forward to that because it would have been so impactful. Same with Lottie. Lottie being such a powerhouse of a presence, her being the one to essentially start this whole wilderness bullshit, it would have been so cool to see how she would have died. I don't agree with it. She's hot. I like the actress, but in the pit you go, Lottie. Oh yeah, so Ty, because she decapitated her last dog, so this goes in the pit. Because what even happens with that storyline? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. She loses her family, essentially. Her wife is not pleased. Rightfully so, thank you. At least one family has their heads screwed on right. We'll talk about that later. We have Callie. Callie here being an absolute bitch to her mom. This is another plot point I think a lot of people are going to disagree with me on. I don't want to get too into it right now because more will come. But I support Callie being a bitch to her mom. I'm sorry. I support it. Fuck's sakes. Come on. What has Shauna done for Callie to make Callie love her? Be serious. Would you really be nice to your mom if you were under the suspicion that she was cheating?
Be serious.
So we have Jackie. Here. Not looking too hot. Shauna is essentially talking to her dead corpse. Do I support this? Absolutely. It's been, I believe the time jump in the past was 3 months. So the fact that they showcase Shauna is still grieving over her best friend and is still living with that guilt, I appreciate that writing because, yeah, that doesn't just go away. And her talking to her like a dead Muppet just sends me. I appreciate that. And I also appreciate the fact that that gives, what's her name again? Ella Purnell. Ella Purnell showcased herself a little more in this episode. We have Ty and Van. There's this whole plot line with Ty still sleepwalking. I want to say is it bipolar? Is she bipolar? I'm not too sure. I don't want to say it because I'm not too sure. But she has her sleepwalking issues. Van is helping her with it. I think the plot overall, I don't care for. I want to put it in the pit, but I really love Ty and Van. They're really cute, so I'll just put it in fire for the sake of them being adorable. We have Mari being a bitch. Yeah, she's just, I'm just gonna put her in the pit. And we have these characters. Who are you? I don't know. Could not tell you their names. These two could be grilled up like a filet mignon and I would not give two shits. And I put that in the pit because that's just poor writing right there, just chucking in these new actors. I think actually the brunette was there last season. I could be wrong, but I think she was, but just barely talked at all. But yeah, throwing in some new random actresses that were not there in the previous season. I don't appreciate that. Jackie's ear comes off. I just wanted to mention that because this becomes important later. At that point, I don't know. I'm gonna put that fire because I did actually kind of like what they did with that. Oh my god, we're still in episode 1. Good lord. Okay. Travis and Nat have been looking for Javi because he has been missing this entire time. In my opinion, this whole thing can go in the pit. And I'll explain it more down the line, but they're looking for Javi, and they want to find Javi, and then I guess we'll find out what happens with Javi. Oh yeah, Shauna and Jeff fuck in Shauna's dead lover's art studio. Just gonna put that there. Nat is locked up in a bed. She happens to be in Lottie's cult thingamabob. This whole plot is useless. I'm sorry. Like, I just feel so bad with what they do with Nat and her character and just everything this season. I didn't know what the hell to do with her at this point. I wish they would have given her a stronger storyline because Spoiler alert, what happens later. They literally just had Nat running around this culty camp, befriending some culty girl, almost killing a fish, and then what happens. So I think they really did this character dirty because I did care a lot about her in season 1. I hate what they did with her this season, that they just threw her away. They just threw her away this whole season. In the pit she goes. We have Shauna. She is looking at Jackie's unfrozen ear. She's kind of looking at it like, and she eats it. And I thought that was a great moment right there. Who needs a best friend necklace when you have each other's body parts, am I right? So Crystal sings when she poos. She cannot have a proper bowel movement unless she sings. So that's information that we come to find here. This also will come into play later. This is, right away. We start off episode 2 with a dump in the bucket. Someone took a dump in the bucket. We don't know who, but we do know it was not Crystal, because if it was Crystal, she would have been singing. So we can rule out Crystal there. See that? That's plot. That's foreshadowing right there. Unfortunately, I have to say nasty turds, they go in the pit. Kai is still going through her sleepwalking thing. We think that she might be drawing a map with her sleepwalking. I'm still putting that in the pit because I don't give a shit. And then, speaking of shits, I'm putting this one in the fire. So we get nice barbecued turd. Kai actually finds Jackie's dead corpse covered in makeup and freaks the fuck out. This whole plot and this freak out, this moment, I'm gonna put in the fire because that was good. Because this was a rational response, yes. Why are you giving Jackie some clown-ass makeup? Like, she deserves better than that. Nat, she makes up this whole lie just so that they can stop looking for Javi and get back to looking for food, which I don't blame her. I actually don't blame her for this because at this point, you would think that Javi's dead. Like, any rational person would think Javi's dead at this point. I support that. I support Nat doing that. Oh yeah, and then we have this whole explanation on Travis's future death in the present. Travis's death in the present. But then a flashback to that. Okay. Lottie explains what actually happened that night. Nat is not really buying it. She thinks there's more to the story. Essentially, Travis came to Lottie thinking that the wilderness was back, and then to make all of it go away, he wanted to nearly die, but not fully die, and then he ends up fully dying because the thing doesn't work or whatever, and then Lottie witnesses this. She can't help him or pull him down either, and then she starts hallucinating as well. So with this, I'm putting it in the pit. This is a little bit of Jackie's clown chic. I wanted to get that in there, but also they're taking off her necklace. I will keep this under fire because her necklace does come into play later down the line, and but still, it deserves pit for Jackie's clown makeup. And then we have this weird ass scene. Okay, listen, this is what I mean. This is what other people mean when they say a lot of this season was filler. So Lottie, I didn't talk about it, but Lottie in the last episode, she touches Travis, and I don't even know what happens there. He just starts getting visions while she touches him, and then after that happens, he wants to bang Nat, and while he's banging Nat, he sees Lottie watching Nat insert herself in Travis. And I don't really understand why. I don't get the connection. This is never explained or brought up again throughout the season. It's just there. I don't know. I have no explanation for it. I don't know if they were trying to say, because simultaneously while this is happening, that's Pip, because why? Simultaneously while that's happening, it shows the wilderness blowing air throughout and then hitting a tree filled with snow that's right above Jackie's burning body, and goes on top of Jackie's body, melting out some of the fire so that it starts becoming a slow cooked. We're starting to get a roasted Jackie. While I do like where this heads to, I don't like there's just still no explanation as to what the fuck was going on here. Because they showed it, right? They showed Travis and Nat happening, and then this at the same time. Like, it's connected, but then how is that connected? How is Travis reaching climax affecting the forest? Then we get this iconic scene. This is probably one of my favorite scenes of the series. This was good. This whole scene, the girls are like, what's that smell? It's Jackabob. Jackie turned into Snacky. They play, I forget what song it is that they play. We'll talk about the music later, but they play a song and then they splice this whole scene of everybody dressed in this Greek, I think it's Greek, sorry if I'm wrong. Like, they're about to have this whole feast with chicken and grapes, like royalty interspliced with them in the real world, starting to pick at Jackie. It's just so good. If y'all know me, I am shit scared of cannibalism. It disturbs me to my core. It is one of the things that I'm scared of most on this earth. But they did it well. They actually did it well, where I was disgusted still, but it was watchable. I could watch it, at least. At the very least. So that was rightfully fire. Do you smell what the forest is cooking? Bless his heart. Ben is the only purest of souls left on this show, can I just say. I adore this man. Even though, again, I think it's more impactful when characters we cared for die, he is the only one that I'm rooting for to make it out of this wilderness. And we still don't know if he did or not. I don't think he does, but it's still unclear. And I just loved his expression there. It was great. He literally watches and it's like, we start getting these hallucinations of Ben with his man. Forgive me, I'm forgetting his name right now as well. But this is the starting point of hallucinations from Ben that go on throughout the season. And it's essentially him imagining what life would have been like if he hadn't got on that plane and he would have just stayed with his partner. And I just, it's so sad. It's so sad. I will say, I think they do hone it a bit too much, considering, spoiler, but non-spoiler. Considering Ben survives, I don't know if he does later down the line, but I feel like this whole thing would have been more impactful if he did die. I don't know. I'm gonna put it in the pit. I'm sorry. I thought it was so sweet. I did love seeing it, and my heart was breaking for Ben, but he ended up surviving, so I'm like, oh, okay, well, that was just kind of there then. This is probably my favorite thing on earth. This is like my favorite thing on earth. Ty wakes up and she's like, oh, what happened to Jackie? What happened? Where's her body? Van's like, do you not remember what happened? Do you not remember? We kind of got fed. Jackie serves and we ate. And Ty's just still in denial, so then Van looks at her and she's like, Ty, we ate Jackie. No. What? Ty, you were right next to me. You were talking. Oh, no. What? Ty, you ate her face. The best. Just the best. And then Ty throws up. Wait, why am I putting this in the pit? This was so good. This was so good. That is fire. That was the best moment. You ate her face! And then we have Ty, present day. She's losing it. She's going through it right now. And that goes on for a while. Kind of unnecessary. And we meet Walter, aka Frodo. This whole dynamic duo. Love. Walter, love. I don't really know what else more there's to say about it. Oh, okay. This, another thing. I think some of the things that they were doing in the season was just to help us, the audience, see how the girls are losing their minds or I shouldn't say girls, because men too, how everyone's losing their minds, but I don't know. It did at points feel like filler, kind of for no reason. This one especially deemed useless, as I will talk about later down the line, but this is Mari asking people if they hear a dripping. She hears a dripping. What is the dripping? We will find out later. And we will also find out it is another useless plot. Jeff. Okay, I guess this is where I'll talk about it a bit more. So Jeff, after last season of finding out that his wife not only cheated on him, but killed the man, is now doing anything and everything to protect said wife. Part of that strategy is lying to the police, which is a scene that happens here while he's at the gym pumping some iron there. I just... Listen, this is where y'all can get mad at me. Y'all can throw me in the pit. It's fine. But I just don't support that. If the roles were reversed and let's say it was a male, it was Jeff, he was cheating and killed the woman that he was cheating on Shauna with, would y'all be supporting him? Be serious. I have the opposite end of the spectrum with Ty's family. Ty's wife just up and ran, up and packed it when she saw the decapitated head of the dog, right? Like, that was enough for her to be like, I'm gone. Rightfully so too, right? Because that is concerning. She just needed a dead dog to be like, bye. That is absolutely grounded. However, we have this spectrum with Shauna and her family where she straight up cheated on her husband and killed an innocent man, a human being, and we have Jeff all honky-dory. We have Jeff like, you know what, I support my woman's wrongs. I feel like the show is trying to be too many things, whereas it should have just stuck with either being fully out there like that, you know, and non-serious like that, or fully serious. So when it comes to that, I have to admit I'm more team realistic. I do like myself a more realistic show. With Jeff just protecting Shauna and being so ride or die, it just takes me out. On the other end of the spectrum, Shauna has this whole scene where she's about to kill some dude, Melanie Linsky. She's doing a phenomenal job as adult Shauna, can I just say. And this moment right here, I can't help it, she was a baddie. That was a baddie moment. She's a psycho, but it was a baddie moment, so I support it. I think the actress is just fabulous. Here we have Misty. I think she was reciting a play for entertainment. And that's just great. That's just great for Misty, for trying to provide some light in these dark times. And then, oh yeah, at the end of the episode, there's a bunch of birds. Dead birds, after they have this baby shower thing for Shauna, and then she spills blood on the symbol, and then there's a bunch of birds that fall. That's what I mean. So, like, things like that, it's like, okay, so is it coincidence or is it the wilderness? Is it the supernatural thing? And that's where I'm just taken out of it. I'm taken out because it's not realistic. It's just not realistic. Adult Lottie gets, whatchamacallit, she gets hallucinations again. I guess she wasn't really getting them before, but now she is again. I don't know about this. Like, the whole hallucinations and just Lottie's whole plotline, the adult plotline be lacking this season. Lottie and Nat are trying to battle it out to see who's the better hunter. This whole plot, kind of went nowhere. Akila and the mouse, yes. Yeah, her and her mouse buddy, her and her mouse friend. She finds a mouse. Yay, it doesn't really matter. Callie and Shauna have a talk. So this is, again, this is where I'm just, the writing. What is this? Callie this whole time, I think it's been like 4 episodes now. She's been hating her mom, believing that she cheated on her dad and then potentially murdered this guy. There's no confirmation yet, but she's digging around thinking that she might have murdered this guy, and she's pissed. And finally they have this talk. Shauna comes clean, says that she did murder the guy, and then Callie's like, what? So you did do it? And then Shauna talks about how the dad isn't as great as Callie thinks because he was going to blackmail her in the first place, and then he was blackmailing her because she did things she regrets in the wilderness or whatever. Callie, from this conversation, does a 180 and just completely sides with her parents now. What? I'm sorry. This conversation did not warrant Callie fully 180ing, because the whole point of her being pissed at her mom was that she cheated and that she potentially murdered a guy. Once she finds out that she murdered said guy and that it is true, Shauna just explains how she went through some shit from her past and how that affected her. And then now Callie is all of a sudden like, okay, well, cool, sign me up. How is Callie just all of a sudden changed from this conversation, from this weak-ass conversation? Like, dude, your mom just confessed to murder. Her saying that she went through some shit in the wilderness, now all of a sudden you're like, oh, okay, so that excuses my mom? What? This whole scene of Lottie hallucinating while she's on her hunt. I did like how the theme song was playing in the background while this was happening. That was cool, but overall, again, just more just more fluff. Like, for why? What was the scene necessary? Then we have, what is this? Is this the moose? Finds the moose in the ice and then tries to get everybody to pull this moose out, right? Because that's tons of meat for them right there. And then Moosey goes by. Moosey drowns. No more Moosey. How do we feel about that? I think in the pit that goes because it's just hopeless. Then we get some Nat talking with this girl. Forgive me, I forget her name as well. She wasn't really that relevant to me. She starts bonding with this girl. For why? Again, I just didn't really care for this whole plot. They take a fish. That just happened. Lottie, she makes a blood sacrifice to the wilderness because, I guess because she's hallucinating, she's getting worried. In the pit that goes as well, because just, I don't know if that's supposed to be implied. That's what brings all the girls back together. But that just didn't really do anything for me. Oh yeah, surprise, surprise! Javi's alive! Javi survived! Yay! Aren't you guys so excited to see Javi again? And to see his plot develop? And his character arc? Are you just so excited to see what happens with him? And then lastly, we get Van! Adult Van. Again, what can I say? I think it would have been beneficial for her to die in the wilderness. I think that would have been great plot substance for Ty. But I'm putting her in fire because I really do like this actress. I'm sorry, I know I put Lottie in the fire, but... oh, geez. Okay, so way fast forward, the next episode. This is the moment where Misty finally reveals to someone what happened with the transmitter box. Oh my god. I'm so happy at the very least she admitted it to someone. That shook me to my core when that happened in season 1. I'm like, wow. Wow, this is all on Misty. Crazy bitch. Still love her though. So she admits that to Crystal, her bestie. Her bestie! This is whole fire. I really like this scene. This was a good scene. Then, yeah. Misty comes close to Crystal and she says, I will fucking kill you. And she does. Also, R.I.P. meat that could have been used for their hunger because, spoiler alert, which I actually did forget to put a snippet of that later, like I just realized that, but her body goes missing. Her body goes missing. What happened to Crystal's body? It's still unexplained. Yeah, it's gone. It just vanished like a fart in the wind. If you really want to have me believe Crystal survived somehow, survived this somehow. Look at her. Just take a look at her. Just look at her. Look at her right now. Do you think she survived that? Look at her face, dog. As much as I liked that scene, I'm just gonna put this in pit because this goes along with her body being missing. And her body being missing, it just makes no freaking sense. Yeah, we have Shauna. Shauna tries to stage this whole, she's cheating on her husband with his best friend thing. And then these cops come, and the dude, like, he's just like saying, that ain't nut. That's strawberry nut. Do what you want. Again, this is where we get divided here. I already know y'all are gonna come for me with this. I don't care. The whole investigation, like, fair. It's fair, guys. I am not Team Shauna with it. I'm sorry. I know she's supposed to be one of our main girls. We're supposed to love her, but she fully killed a man. An innocent man. Like, he wasn't even a bad guy. He was just a man who was dicking her down, and he gets punished for it? These guys doing their investigation, he's shown getting close with Callie, which, okay, you can argue is unethical, but he made sure not to kiss her. Anytime she made that advance, he was like, no, no. And he never took it that way. So he's not slime. Like, people paint this guy out, both of these guys, but this guy, to be an absolute slime ball. But no, he didn't touch her. He is genuinely trying to find out what happened with this man. Imagine this man's family crying, screaming, where is our son? Where is our boy? Yes, he's doing the right thing by trying to find out what happened to his body. So no, I don't blame these cops. I am on their side. You can at me for that. I am absolutely team cops. This one's a brutal one. Oh my god, I have to get my water ready for this one. We start off with health class, and good old Coach Ben teaching the youngins what it's like to be preggers. I like this because obviously, you know, the foreshadow, how this comes into play later down the line, so that's fire. We get Shauna screaming for her life because she's about to have a baby. Fire, but also, fuck me, I never want to have a child after watching scenes like this. Misty finally arrives at Camp Purple Town. Again, this is just kind of, just this whole plot, I mean, I'm happy she's there, but I don't know how much I care for it. Misty is completely out. She's like, fuck, I need a crystal here. I can't do this. Trying to snap her sense into looking into the dark vast of a bloody vagina. So that's Pit. Because suck it the fuck up, Misty. It's just a bloody vagina. Like, you haven't seen one before? How about your own when you're on your period every month? Flash forward, Shauna is holding her baby boy. Now, this whole plot. We have to talk about this. That's fire, okay? They did a really good job. If there's one thing the writers did such a good job at this season was the loss of the baby, just... Callie, oh yeah, this is Callie and Shauna. So they're taken into the police for questioning, the police station, sorry, for questioning. At this point, dude, like, I know so many of y'all, again, like, you can throw me in the fire for this. Because I know there's so many stands of like, oh my god, I'm so happy Callie's finally come to her senses. She's on her mom's side. Bro, she killed an innocent man. I'm sorry, that's bad parenting, and I don't support it. I do not support it. Shauna, however, I will say, I will put this in fire because her whole speech here, in case y'all didn't get it, I hate Shauna. Again, nothing with the, I love the actresses, but I hate the character. And so, this point right here with her explaining to the cop how she never wanted to be a mom and just her whole backstory, and then how this obviously relates to what's happening right now in the wilderness, I loved it. And it actually really, it did make me sympathize with her and humanize her more for me. So, yes, that is fire. Nat tries to kill a fish. For why? It just... I'm sorry, I just don't support animal cruelty. Shauna, she's having issues, right? Breastfeeding her kid because she doesn't have enough nutrients in her. And then she finally gets him to breastfeed. And it's just this whole thing. Oh my god. Present day. This is just, I have to talk about this because Van decides to come and meet Lottie, and the whole gang goes there. Van's face, right? Van's face when she sees Lottie looks absolutely flabbergasted. For why? We still don't know. Because it's kind of insinuated here. I saw a lot of the fans talking, saying like, oh my god, like, why is she looking at her like that? Why is Van specifically looking at Lottie like that? Like, did they have a thing? Is there more history between them? What is it? And again, I don't know if they're going to explore that in later seasons, but for now, that just is never really explained, ever. And then the whole gang's here. Squad up, bitches! Guess who's back? Back again. Bitches are back. Tell a friend. In Wilderness Times, so this is another thing the fandom kept poking at. Everybody thought that they were gonna eat the baby. It's just so funny. I do like this because they didn't actually eat the baby, but the fact that they put that in there as a scene because the writers probably knew that the fans were gonna think that, and just to have that scene in there, it just I thought that was good because they knew that we were thinking that, so that threw us all in for a loop. I thought that was actually happening in real time, so that was good. That was good. You got me, writers. We wake up. I'm just destroyed. I'm on the floor screaming. Shauna wakes up, and all of this, her bonding with her baby, her breastfeeding her baby. It was only just a dream. So sad. I love that they did this. That was good to me. Like, that was... I think some people actually didn't like that. I liked it. I did like it because it broke my heart that much more for Shauna. And then the last shot too. She looks into the camera and she asks us, the audience, "Can't you hear him crying? Don't you hear him crying?" Oh, I teared up. I'm still tearing up actually just thinking about it. It's so good. It was so good. It was such a gut punch. And also, can we just give so much credit to, what's her name? Sophie Nell? Somebody please give her an award. Give her at least a nomination for her acting this season because it's phenomenal. Oh yeah, this is, okay, the music, fire. Absolutely fire. If there is one thing this show gets right is the music. It's so freaking good. We get the opening shot. We're starting to feel the depression hitting. It's a hunger season for the girls. Something in the way. Ooh. Hunger, the depression. So I just love the music choices. In present day, all the girls that are there get a different treatment. They get assigned different treatments. I forget what they are. It's like self-care, tranquility. Shauna gets to take care of a goat for the day. Yay. This is all of them just begging for the wilderness at this point to throw them a bone. This scene right here is so controversial. I've seen people loving this or hating this. It's either or. You either love this or hate this. Misty goes in her little bath, imagining these things. I don't really know what to call it. My brain is hurting. I've been talking for so long right now. Oh my god. For me, okay, I'm so mixed. I'm so mixed because I love the way this was edited. I thought it was so funny and just so comical, right? Like, this could be iconic. This could be so great, but at the same time, it's kind of a waste of time. This is all kind of a waste of time. Let's be real. Like, was this needed? Because what clarity did she get besides phoning Walter after this? I do like how Caligula was a gay con. I think that's amazing. Then, this whole thing. Okay, this whole thing goes in pit because useless. I mean, we do know he's starting to feel it. He doesn't want to be there anymore. And I thought this was leading to his death and his whole hallucinations with his partner, but no. But no, he's not dying. He's just having a moment. Adult Ty and Van make out. Boo to technically cheating. Yay for my sapphic heart. I do love their chemistry, but she does still have a wife technically. Also boo to Van saying she has cancer. She's dying. Again, with this whole wilderness bullshit, there's people, to jump a little bit ahead here, there's people believing that she's gonna get her cancer cured because of the sacrifice they make. If that happens, then I truly don't know if I can do this anymore, guys. I still say boo. Boo to the pit for Van having cancer. Because also, why would you have this character come back just for her to be dying? Oh yeah, and then Lottie, she's been supposedly talking to a therapist this whole time. And then I guess this reveals that she wasn't actually talking to a therapist this whole time. It was just in her head. And Antler Queen comes into town. So another just thrown away plot line, because what use was that other than that I guess she's just hallucinating. Shauna's losing her shit and Lottie's like, let it out. Let your rage out, queen. I'm gonna put it here because shit, right? Like, this whole scene was just so sad and so brutal to watch. I'm also putting in the pit because how realistic was it that Lottie survived that? Like, if you see her, she's freaking beat, man. She is beat. Come on. Like, she would have died. If I knew that Lottie hadn't survived in the present, like, I would have thought that she would have died just right then and there. We find out Achilles Mouse is dead. He has died. He's no longer with us. R.I.P. Mousy. That whole plot was just, again, showing these bitches going crazy, I guess. They're eating belt soup. We have come to this. We're eating belt soup now. So that's not fire. I'm sorry. We shouldn't be eating belts. We deserve more than that. Remember when Mari was saying that she heard drips coming from somewhere? Do you remember that? It turns out she's hallucinating that there's blood dripping down the walls. And that's what that is. That's what the dripping situation was. Walter, at this point too, we see him looking into the whole Adam investigation. There are theories that he might be the bone marrow, I think it was. Blood or bone marrow? I think it was bone marrow. I think that would have been a great plot twist, because why put that information in there to not use it? Like, why say that he transferred his bone marrow to someone if it wasn't handy? But apparently it's not handy. And Walter is exactly who he says he is. So Pitt. Jeff consolidates his daughter, which was a really nice moment. I did really like that. He's like, you don't have to bear our burden. Like, your mom is fucked up, but you don't have to bear it. So I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you, Dad. Hi, because they're all starving. So let's get this straight. Let's just recap this, what we just recapped. Ty brings it upon herself to tell them we have to come up with a way to survive. We have to think of a way to survive. And it can't be Lottie. This whole thing right here, okay? So, because we don't then get a scene of everybody discussing what they're going to do, we are left to assume with this little tidbit that Ty came up with this whole plan, and that Ty was the one to think of this. Mind you, Ty was the only one who was horrified and threw up after finding out they ate Jackie. Remember that in episode 3 where she was horrified that they ate Jackie and threw up at the thought? Yeah. So apparently Ty is the one to come up with them eating each other. What? If anybody, it should have been someone else. Like, someone else other than Ty, because where was the development? And again, I'm gonna put this in the pit because we had absolute no discussion. There was no scene of them talking about this plan. How did they come up with this concept? Just cut to it, and I hate that because this is what it's been building to. This is what we've been building to, and then we just cut it. And then we just cut it. Again, yeah, this is just more iteration of just this bullshit of cutting. Nat picks the queen, which is also bullshit. People mention she's the only hunter out of all of them who can physically hunt, so why would you kill off your hunter? Why is she part of this? I do agree with that. I agree that it should be fair. I get the fairness of including everybody, but yeah, it's literally your only hunter. How are you gonna hunt when the winter's over? Without her. She's the only one who learned how to do it. I guess Anne Travis, but I don't know. It all goes to Pitt. It all goes to Pitt. I'm sorry. Because it's all bullshit. This is fire, because I did like that moment of her telling Shauna, look me in the eyes. If you're gonna kill me, you're gonna look me in the eye. That was good. Then Travis actually intervenes, saves her from getting her neck split, and then she books it. She's out of there. She is Serena Vanderwoodson. I gotta go. Travis, I do like that though. This is going fire because I like the, I don't want to say contrast. I like how Natalie was the one to save Travis in season 1 when he was about to get his throat slit, and now Travis is the one to save Natalie when she was about to have it happen to her. So that, I liked that. That was good. I don't know if the writers thought about that, but that was good. It's all Lottie. She can just fuck right off, honestly. This whole plot. She's like, we have to sacrifice ourselves to the wilderness. And we have to do this again. Like, fuck right off, please. Ben finds Javi's hiding spot. How did Javi survive in that spot? I don't really know, but I'm happy he found it. He sees a bunch of bones there, so I'm assuming he fed off of maybe like squirrels and small animals, I guess. Javi then tells Nat about that hiding spot and is about to take her there. You know, Javi's been very silent ever since he's gotten back, but I do appreciate him trying to save Nat here. That was good. Thank you, Javi, for being relevant for 2 seconds. For having your 5 minutes of screen time. Screenshot right here. I just love it. This goes fire because what is Aquila doing? Look at Aquila. What is she doing? And Misty. Oh my god, she looks like a fucking wombat and I'm here for it. Psycho. Oh my god. The unhinged feminine energy in that photo. Amazing. Javi drowns. While they chase them through the ice, he slips into the ice and drowns. And there goes Javi. Nat tries to save him, but then Misty comes up to her and is like, don't do that, then it's gonna be you. They're gonna kill you. It's either him or you. So she lets him drown. Very reminiscent of the moose. And they just watch him. They just watch him from afar. Fun to note, Aquila actually opted to save him. She was like, wait guys, like we can still save him, and Shauna was like, no. So I don't know, I just noticed it. But Pitt, because fuck y'all for bringing back Javi just for this. Giving him no arc, no character development for this. Dan's like, the wilderness has spoken. Fuck off. No, it hasn't. Where? Bitch, where? I don't hear shit. I hear Javi's gurgles. That's what I hear. The girls are shown at the beginning of the episode carrying his body like a fucking kebab, like fucking roast pig. I'll say that's fire because that was just brutal. Fuck. And start off the episode like that. Like that. Travis is mourning over his dead brother, and that was just tragic. I'll put that in fire too because that was pretty well done. I felt for him. Poor guy. Like, good actor. Lottie is interesting. Lottie's such an interesting character. So she then, Misty tells her what they did, what happened, and Lottie backpedals and doesn't feel good about it. She's like, you know, my whole Juju thing, I thought it was cute, but I didn't think you guys would take me that seriously. And Misty's like, bitch, shut the fuck up, you started this. But yeah, she apparently doesn't want any of it. I don't know if that's fire or not. I would say no, because it's like, why are you backpedaling, bitch? Shauna, there's this brutal freaking scene of her slicing Javi's throat. And they slow-mo, like, she slowly feels him. She can't even look him in the face either while she does it. This is interesting. This shows Nat has the Death Queen card. Adult Nat, she has the Death Queen card. This is foreshadowing. She currently has that on her, present day, so I don't mind that. Ben. Give this man a break here. He watches as Shauna cleans up her little dinner table there. And I just love this man. He deserves all the snaps. He's petrified. Fuck, he's the only sane character here. The cop meets with Walter and Jeff. Jeff does a full confessional. And Walter kills him. Yay. I'm like, what has he done wrong? I'm team cop. I'm team good people. He's a good person. On the other end, Walter is so unhinged. I can't help but love Elijah Wood in this role. I'm sorry. I'm so conflicted. They have Javi's meat just there. It's just a nice old shot of that. That goes in pics. Fuck y'all. Fuck y'all for doing that to Javi. And then Travis, Shauna's like, Travis, come here. I guess they permit him to have a bite first. He eats his heart raw. He literally eats that thing raw. Ew. He doesn't even cook the thing. So that's not fire to me. That's just disgusting. I'm sorry. Ew. I hate cannibalism. Present day girls, they come up with this plan to have Lottie committed into a psych ward, pretend to go with her plan, and then have her committed, but then they backtrack and actually go through with it, I guess. And they do their little circle, and I freaking hate this. Shauna draws the card. Shit, I think I was supposed to talk about that, actually. Shauna draws the card. I would have been fine with her dying. Again, I know she's the most interesting of the adults with her plotline, even though it went nowhere. And she's a phenomenal actress, but I fucking hate Shauna as a character. I hate her. Then the hunt begins, and they hunt her down. That's pit energy to me, because... for why? And then Mr. Copman that everybody hates, Walter says he's gonna get framed for everything if he doesn't cooperate. This is just pit shit to me because they're cops, they're just doing their jobs. Callie, now that she's unhinged like her mama, guess psycho runs in the family there, tries to shoot Lottie, I think it is. Fuck, I just forgot. I think it's Lottie, yeah, for like hunting Shauna down. She tries to protect her mommy. Pit. Oh, Nat is chosen as Antler Queen. So we finally get AQ, Antler Queen. Now, the whole debate is whether if this is permanent, if she's permanently Antler Queen, or if it goes around. I'm thinking they're gonna do that. It's gonna pass around to, I guess, like, if you survive the hunt, then you get to be Antler Queen, I think. I'll say fire because I wasn't expecting that. I definitely did not think of all characters she would be Antler Queen, so that's cool. Now, in all of this hectic mess, fucking that chick that Nat's been bonding with, again, can't remember, she's just fish girl, tries to shoot Nat because she sees Lottie wounded, I believe. Shit, I actually forget what happens here. And I just watched the finale. She tries to shoot Nat, and then Misty comes with a shot of, I forget what it is, but it's a deadly shot of something. It's gonna kill whoever she shoots it in. She goes for Fish Girl, and then Nat, she has like all these flashes of, you know, all the shit that she's done, everything that she regrets, and she ends up killing Nat. Nat sacrifices herself and goes in front of Fish Girl and dies. I do like the foreshadowing that she had the death card. That was cool, but then Misty killing her one and only friend, like she loved Nat, and having it be Nat again with this whole freaking, they were trying to throw her away, and I don't like that. Like, she had no arc this season whatsoever. She was just chilling, talking to Fish Girl, trying to make peace with herself, I guess. But that's literally it. Like, she had nothing. The cops come. I don't have an image for this one. Shoot, I forgot to have an image. But Lottie tells the girl, she's like, the wilderness will appreciate our sacrifice. We will be rewarded for this. And so with that whole setup, I swear to God, like, if this is just totally supernatural, I don't know, y'all. I don't know. Because Shauna, oh, I forgot to mention Shauna, she does say to them before they hunt her down, like, there is no wilderness. What is it? It's all in our heads. It's been us this whole time. So I'm like, I have hope that they will go that way, that it is just them, and it's all in their heads. Because Shauna did say that, so it gives me hope for that, because I do like that she said that, but I don't know. We'll see what they do next season, I guess. And then we have the best thing ever. Oh my God, I freaking love this man. Benjamin Boy takes it upon himself to burn down their cabin. He looks at all their crazy asses and was like, fuck these bitches. They can wait it out in the cold. Now these bitches are literally left in the cold. Like, what are they gonna do? I guess in the future with the whole pit girl scene, we do see them gathered around a fire out in the open. So I'm curious. I'm curious what they're gonna do for shelter now. Like, if they're just gonna be in the open like that with a campfire, just, or what? That's Sheree goes in fire. I fucking love that man. Yes. Go Ben. I support you. Fucking them all over. He is the only right character. Anyway, that is that. That is me. That is I. Whew, I'm sweating. Let me know your thoughts. I'm so tired. I just talked so much and I have so much editing to do with this now. I think overall it was messy. Let's be real. It was messy. I don't think the writers had a clear vision of a lot of plot lines. They did just throw a lot in there just for filler. A lot of those hallucination plots, you know, with Akila and her mouse and, what's her name? Mari and the dripping, just things like that. It could have been used for development, like character development. I know your thoughts on the season overall. Overall, as you can see, it's very half and half.